Welcome to the Non-Negotiable Living podcast, where we're building lives by design by creating non-negotiable habits around fitness, family, faith, and financial freedom.
Ladies, if you've ever thought to yourself, I swear fat loss used to be easier than this, or I'm eating less than ever and my body is just not responding, or I don't understand how I can be so disciplined and still be stuck, then this episode is for you. Because today we're talking about something that almost every woman I work with has experienced at some point in her life, that the harder you diet, the harder fat loss becomes. And that's not because you're doing something wrong, and it's not because you're lazy or lack willpower, but it's because your body's doing exactly what it is designed to do. So this isn't about motivation, it's not about mindset, it is human physiology. And once you start to understand what's happening inside your body, a lot of the frustration starts to make sense. So let's talk about the eat less trap. So for decades, we've been told one thing over and over again. To lose weight, we need to eat less and move more. And on the surface, that sounds logical. Calories matter, energy balance matters, but here's the problem. The human body is not a calculator. It's a survival system. And short-term calorie restriction can lead to short-term weight loss. That part is true, but the idea that eating less will continue to produce the same results forever, that's where things fall apart, because your body adapts. And when calories drop too low for too long, your body doesn't say, awesome, let's keep burning fat indefinitely. It says, something's wrong, food is scarce, we need to conserve. And that shift is the beginning of what we call metabolic adaptation. So what is metabolic adaptation in real life terms? It simply means that when energy intake drops, energy output drops too. Your body learns how to survive on less, and this has been observed repeatedly in metabolic research, including long-term studies following individuals who underwent significant calorie restriction. In several well-known studies, researchers found that resting metabolic rate drops far more than anybody expected, that the reduction persisted years later, even after the weight regain. So your metabolism is slowing because you're eating less, but it's not coming back, and you're putting on more weight when you finish the calorie restriction. And some individuals were burning hundreds of calories fewer per day than predicted by their body size. Again, not because they're lazy, not because they've let themselves go, but because their metabolism adapted to protect them. And this is why so many women say, I eat less than my husband, less than my friends, and I still can't lose weight. I'm in a low-calorie deficit and I can't lose weight. I'm eating 1,200 calories a day and I can't lose weight. Your body has learned to be efficient, and the efficiency is the enemy of the fat loss. So you dropped calories and it said, we're only gonna burn what we need and what we have because we don't want to die. So let's talk about what changes inside your body when you diet too hard. And I'm gonna break this down piece by piece. First off, your resting metabolic rate is the energy your body uses just to stay alive. So if you were to wake up one day and just sit on the couch all day and not move, that is the amount of calories your body needs to function and stay alive. So it keeps your heart beating, your lungs breathing, and your brain functioning. And when calories are chronically low, your body lowers that number. That means that you burn fewer calories doing the same things that you used to. This is why someone can be eating very little and still not be losing fat, because the engine has slowed. The next thing that happens is your hunger hormones go through the roof. So ghrelin, your primary hunger hormone, increases during calorie restriction. And research shows that dieting increases ghrelin levels significantly, which makes you hungrier, more food focused, more likely to think about food constantly and have that food noise, and more likely to binge and overeat later. This isn't a lack of discipline, it's a biological survival drive. Your body is trying to get you to eat. And then, to top it off, your satiety hormones decline. Leptin is the hormone that tells your brain we're full, we're safe, energy stores are adequate. When calories drop, leptin drops, and low leptin leads to increased appetite. It reduces your energy expenditure. It signals fat preservation. And this is why dieting feels harder the longer you do it. Your body is literally fighting back. The next thing is your cortisol rises, especially in women. When the body perceives underfueling, your cortisol increases. And chronically elevated cortisol is associated with increased fat storage, muscle breakdown, insulin resistance, and higher abdominal fat retention. This is especially relevant for women because female bodies are more sensitive to cortisol, particularly during perimenopause and menopause. And this is why many women experience that softer look, a loss of muscle tone, stubborn belly fat, increased bloating, even if they're doing everything right. It is the cortisol increase that exacerbates the problem and makes it harder. Next, your thyroid output slows. Calorie restriction has been shown to reduce active thyroid hormone, or T3, if you've gotten your blood work done. The thyroid regulates your metabolic speed, and when T3 drops, your energy expenditure slows. Fat loss becomes harder, fatigue increases, you're tired more often. And this is one of the reasons that low-calorie dieting often comes with exhaustion, brain fog, and cold intolerance. You'll feel cold all the time if you're dieting long-term on a low-calorie diet. That's why. So let's talk about why low-calorie diets fail long-term. So when researchers look at long-term weight loss outcomes, a consistent pattern appears. There's initial weight loss, and then a plateau, and then a regain. And often the regain is more than what was lost originally. And this is not because people quit, it's because their body adapts to the low calories. So repeated dieting teaches your body to become more efficient. So each new attempt requires more restriction, more effort, less margin of error with your macros. So that's why women say 1,800 calories worked once, then it didn't. Then 1,500 calories worked, then it didn't. Then 1,200 calories worked, now nothing works. So the body learns how to survive. That's why saying just try harder makes it worse, because you can't out-discipline your biology. If fat loss required endless restriction, humans would not have survived evolution. Your body is wired to defend your energy stores, to increase your hunger under threat, to reduce energy output when food is scarce. And the solution is not push harder and starve yourself more. The solution is fix the system and make it more metabolically active. So let's talk about what actually supports fat loss. Sustainable fat loss is about restoring metabolic function, not suppressing it. That includes eating adequate calories, enough fuel to keep your hormones, your thyroid, and your metabolism functioning. We need high protein intake because high protein intake paired with strength training preserves lean muscle mass, which directly supports your metabolic rate. So muscle is metabolically active tissue. And also, for longevity purposes, it matters. We want to stay functionally independent as we age. So if we pair adequate calories with high protein intake and resistance training or weightlifting, we're going to build a stronger metabolism and give ourselves more food freedom so we don't have to cut calories to lose body fat. Next is low stress movement. So walking every day increases your calorie burn without spiking your cortisol or making you extra hungry the way that traditional cardio does. We also need to focus on recovery and sleep because hormones can't regulate properly without those things. So fat loss is not about eating as little as possible. It's about creating an internal environment where your body feels safe enough to let go of fat. So if you're hearing this and you're like, wow, that really makes sense. If fat loss has felt harder than it used to, if you're eating less and it keeps backfiring, if your body feels like it's fighting you, you're not broken. Your body has just adapted to survive. It is doing what it is meant to. But the solution is not more restriction. It's smarter fueling, better training, lowering stress, better sleep, and rebuilding trust within your metabolism by building muscle and fueling properly. That's how fat loss becomes sustainable again. So if this resonates with you, if you're feeling stuck, please reach out to me on Instagram because there is a solution, and it doesn't include starving yourself, it doesn't include skipping fun meals with your family, and it doesn't include endless hours of cardio. It includes eating everything you love, it includes 30-minute lifting workouts 3 to 4 days a week, and actually getting to enjoy your life in the process of getting to your goal body. So if you're feeling stuck, reach out. In the meantime, keep sticking to your non-negotiable habits. You guys got this.